Hello 3D metal model builders, my name is Brad, this is my channel Animate Orange, and this is where I build a lot of 3D metal models and show you how I do it. And today we've got something that's fairly new. Fascinations just recently came out with the Metal Earth Legends. I snatched a few up and I'm going to put one of them together today. I'm going to start with Wonder Woman because hey, why not? There's not that many women superheroes and they don't get enough attention, so let's start with her. Let's open this up. It doesn't look like it's going to be complicated. It looked like fairly simple kit, so thinking it's not going to take that long. But as always, let's open it up, see what's inside, and put it together. Metal Earth Legends. Let's start with Wonder Woman. Tap it down so instructions don't get in the way. Open up. We have our instructions and our sheet of metal. So there's not a lot of parts. Doesn't look particularly complex, just a little bit maybe. But if we open this up, nothing on the back, kind of a good sign. The front, I'm going to fold it in half and just focus on the top half. We have our somewhat usual, it usually says Metal Earth just at the top, but it says Metal Earth Legends, a line drawing, the sheet, kind of a pencil outline of it. A bit about fold lines, insertion holes, insertion tabs, telling briefly what they are. And the legend blue circle, when you see that next to a tab or connection point, means to insert and bend the tab over 90 degrees. The green triangle is telling you to insert and twist 90 degrees. And right off the bat, I'm not seeing any triangles, which is not very surprising. We have our little code down here. And I've said this many times, as far as I know, this takes you to the website. Well, I've never actually had a phone with a QR code on it before. So let's see if this nice phone will do it. Yeah, it's giving me a URL. So we go to that. Oh wow, it's actually a video of assembly. Interesting. So that's new. Actually, it looks like there's a video down here. Oh, try the other way. See if I get any better this way. Oh, this is just going to give it all away for me. So I'm going to stop that. Because what's the point of me making a video? Still, let's put it together. I'll at least make commentary that apparently had none. We flip it over to the bottom half. Well, let's go back to the top. What am I doing here? So we have the assembly flowchart, which actually starts down here with the left arm, part 1. You just fold it together. Part 2. Add that on. Part 3, there's the shields. 4, fold that up, and just all the arrows and the folding directions and the insertion tab directions. And start at the bottom half, or go to the bottom half, and just continue in this quarter, and over to this quarter, and it will not be long, and we will have a completed model. Now this, I don't see the need for a lot of tools with this one being simple, so most likely just the basic set of tweezers, clippers to get the parts off nice and clean, maybe some pliers. I don't think it's going to take much. I may end up using a little bit of drill bit or a dowel rod for some of the curved areas, but yeah, let's get started and put this thing together.
I decided it would be easier to attach part 2 with the curved end first. Doing the curved part last would be quite difficult with the angle of the tabs there. I mistakenly thought the side was supposed to follow the inside of the hand, but it is not. I bent it too many times and the bends started to break. There are steel tabs to hold the broken part on, so I kept going. I twisted the tabs to hold things more securely. And another piece breaks off. Time for the Loctite. From here on out, this model gets to be rather fiddly. Getting all the tabs lined up and in their slots seems to take quite a bit of time. I twisted some tabs to hold them in place until I could get more of the model together. Once the parts are together and more stable, bending the tabs over is easier. The tabs at the top here bumped into the bottom of the head, so I had to pry them outwards a bit for the head and back to sit flush. Now to go back and untwist a few tabs from earlier and bend them over. And I bring to you from the Metal Earth Legends collection, Wonder Woman, my first build. I like the sword and the shield. I didn't really notice that in the picture. I guess I was a little too excited that they had this big collection coming out that I didn't pay a lot of attention to the details. But it looks pretty neat. A little bit funky looking. Not as bad as when I first saw the pictures of it. Now that I've done it and I'm holding it, it's not quite as funky looking, but originally I expected it to be even more boxier than this because I had seen pictures of some similar characters. That was Captain America and like Iron Man, and I can't remember, something else, like something from Star Wars, and they were very square, kind of like the little box head dude that I made recently, and I was expecting that, and that hasn't come to pass. And I heard rumors that they were coming out with something small like this, and I thought, oh, they're finally coming out with the ME lights. Well, they came out with this instead, and it's a little more shapely. It's still kind of boxy and squared off, but more shape to it. And the pictures online look really funky. Like, I'm not entirely sure I want to get that, but actually having built it, it's not too bad. Still a little weird looking, and they're not as simple as they would have been, or I think they would have been, in the more boxier form, more squared off form. But these aren't that bad. They are a little bit complicated, but it only took me an hour to build it, so it's really not too bad. I did make that one mistake with the leg, and or no, not the leg, the hand, and misunderstood and tried to fold the piece the wrong way, and trying to correct it broke that off. So that's my own fault. Gonna have to make a space for the Metal Earth Legends on a shelf somewhere and start collecting them as well. And if you're kind of new to Metal Earth and you like the Marvel stuff or the DC stuff, this is not a bad place to start. This is simpler, easier stuff. So these are good starter introductory models to get you into the idea of how these things work and come together before you start doing stuff more complicated. As always, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. Thank you for watching, and keep on keeping on.